Evening, Richard Russell.
Evening, how are you?
Not bad, thanks. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you.
Are you feeling lucky?
You're getting that mic going back and forth really. This is really quick, really.
It's a superhero action.
I've got a short space of time. What was the question?
Are you feeling lucky?
Yeah, I mean, you've got to feel lucky. You've got to feel lucky. I reckon not feeling lucky probably attracts bad luck to you as a person.
It's an unusual record to be nominated for the Mercury due to the collective nature of it. I mean, how did it feel when you were nominated?
It was great. I mean, I don't know if is it unusual that collective records get nominated? It might be unusual that people make collective records, really. But everyone who's on it is really excited to be here, and I'm excited to be here, and yeah, I'm into it.
If there was like a character or a message to the album, what would you say it is?
Well, there's a spoken word sample that recurs through the album, which says, "You are not alone in the battle." So I think that's one of the messages in there. 'Cause, you know, one of the themes of the album is loneliness, but it's also, I think, through the collaborative nature of it, it's a little bit of a exploration of what you can do about that. Because loneliness, I think, is the thing that's something people really struggle with. It's like for humans, loneliness is hard to take. So I think we talk about loneliness quite a lot on the album, and then I think there's some, it's a positive record, and I think that we touch on what you're meant to do about that.
It's interesting as well because no two XL artists have anything in common with each other. But what would you say is the thread that runs through them, and what would you say you look for in an act before signing them?
I mean, I'm not like hands-on with that kind of A&R thing anymore. I've been producing records for the last 10 years, so I'm very, very hands-on in the studio. A lot less hands-on with A&R, but my thing is originality. You want to hear something you haven't heard before, and that's the most important thing. I think that people, and I think that originality comes from people being themselves and just really putting it out there in a way which is unafraid, rather than trying to be something that fits into something else. So that's probably the main thing I look for in everything. In records I listen to by anyone. I think I'm always searching for that kind of spark of honesty and originality.
Could you pick a favourite XL artist, or is that like picking a favourite child?
Well, parents probably do have favourite children, right? But they don't say it. But mind you, I don't think my parents had a favourite. No, they're all different.
And have you had any conversations about Adele's next record, where she wants to go, what she wants to do?
Well, I went to a birthday party. That was fantastic. And she really can. I mean, she doesn't do things by halves. She's doing it. She does it really, really well, and it was a phenomenal party. But I didn't get much further than that.
Anything you want to see her do on her next record that she hasn't done before?
I think she always works that out. I think she's worked that out every time. So I think she always works that out.
And if you weren't going to win tonight, who would you most like to lose to?
Who would I most like to lose? There is no lose.
Who would you most like to lose to?
Oh, who would you most like to lose? And the loser of the Mercury Prize. Who would I most like to lose to? Well, King Cruel. He's great. Novelist over there is great. I like the fact he's done it all himself. DIY approach is close to my heart. So there's a lot of good people in it. But I love those two.
And people underestimate how much money 25 grand is to someone in the music industry. What would you guys do with it? Are we going to split it between you, or is it going to go back into the studio?
Well, this performance we're doing, because there's 12 of us, it's been quite involved. It's been fun to put it together, but it's been quite involved. It's taken quite a lot of thought. And so a lot of thought's gone into that. And I've also thought about what I'm going to have to drink afterwards, immediately after that performance is finished. And that is as far as I've got with my evening. Like, I haven't planned one moment beyond the drink I'm going to have after the performance. So, no.
25 grand could go on premium tequila.
That really would be a premium tequila, wouldn't it? That'd be a very premium tequila. I don't know if we'll be in any of the type of night spots where that sort of things happen tonight. And
have you had any thoughts or conversations about making a sequel to the album?
Yeah, I've started working on music with Infinite Coles, who's on the record. So we did a bunch of stuff in New York over the summer, and I'm always. I'll be back in the studio tomorrow. I'm always in the studio, and so there's always stuff happening. So I'll just see what evolves.
Thanks for your time. Congratulations and good luck.
Thanks very much.